Welcome to Caffeinated Crafting. This is Daniela, known as Caffeinated Gert around the interwebs. Take two, because on the last time I had it on photo and evidently I pushed the button and then kept talking and didn't realize it wasn't recording until I was like halfway through my spiel. Goodness gracious. What have you guys been up to this week? Are you working on something fun? Doing some fun crafting? Gardening? House planting? Is house planting considered gardening? Or is that... Are house plants considered gardening, or are they just indoor? It's indoor gardening, right? I don't do outdoor gardening. It's too dang hot outside. And I don't have any shade or anything, so I always end up feeling like it's too hot outside in my yard, because I have two small trees in the front yard. I have not a single tree in this backyard, and it's just too dang hot out there. So I have indoor gardening going on with my little plants. Have you guys been playing a fun video game? Something new, interesting, new to you? What kind of games do you like? Do you play video games? I like easy games. I like farming, slow motion. I don't know, I like the Pokemon games too though. I really like Arceus, the Pokemon Arceus game that just came out in January. Super fun. It's open world game. Animal Crossing, obviously. Super easy, relaxing. I like all the Harvest Moon Story of Season games. I play on the Switch mostly. I play Minecraft on occasion, have that on the computer. Not very often these days though. Anyway, that's what I play. What do you play? If you play. Yeah, so my knitting this week. Sorry. The more when I talk, I cough. If I don't talk, I don't cough. But you can't record a podcast and not talk. So I have the hot tea here to try to calm things down. I think also if I get excited, I'm excited to record the podcast, and then I'm talking a lot, and that makes it worse. Asthma sucks, but it is what it is. So chamomile tea. Let's just calm down, Daniela. Calm down. Okay, so finish this pair of socks. Look perfectly fine pair of socks, right? They came from a sock tube that I had cranked by Freckled Whimsy. She does a beautiful job, and I think she still cranks sock tubes. I've used her for multiples and lovely, fast turnaround. Great job. The yarn is a Christmas colorway. I don't remember what the colorway's name was, but it's from Rockin' Strings Creation. And she's my favorite stripey dyer. Love them. The heels and toes are out of some black leftover Madelinetosh that I had. I just dug through the stash looking for something that would go with it. And at first I wasn't sure about the black, but I like it. I feel like it really makes the sock color pop. Excuse me. So, lovely socks. But I made a boo-boo. I made a really big boo-boo, and I really feel stupid that I made this boo-boo. But here we are. See what's wrong with this sock? See this? So I knit this, I finished this sock first, and then I measured to make this sock match this sock, right? Well, I put the heel in, and I had it completely finished, and then realized, wait a minute, why is the leg of this sock shorter than the leg of this sock? And something's not right. So I start looking at it, and I had put the heel in the wrong spot. This is where I had the heel. So I was like, ah, gummit, what am I gonna do now? Because these are not for me. If they were just, I mean, even if they were for me, they're not gonna fit anyone if you have two different size socks. The one was like way bigger than the other. So I was like, okay, let's think about this. What am I gonna do? I was really aggravated. And these are not for me. I'm doing a swap, and these socks are for someone else. And so I was like, okay, I could just trash these and make some other ones. And I was like, but I already showed her this particular color and she liked it. And so then I was like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So what I did is I cut the heel that I had here out. I cut it out. And then I Kitchenered this closed. Now, I didn't have yarn that matched this blue, and I used a yarn that red kind of aqua blue, although here it just doesn't look aqua blue, obviously. So you can see where I Kitchenered it closed. And then I put the heel in the correct spot. Now, I am making her more than this pair of socks. This was like a bonus pair of socks, and then in a way it's kind of like my trial pair of socks, because they're also a little bit, I can't remember if I said that this time when I recorded or last time when I recorded. Well, let's just say it again. They're also about 1/2 inch longer than I wanted them to be. So these are going to be her bonus socks. She can wear them around the house. They'll make great house socks, because they're probably a little too big and this is a little wonky. I mean, wearing them, you're not going to notice this. I don't like it. I don't like how it looks. I don't. So these are done. I'm not pleased. I'm pleased with this one. I'm not pleased with this one. But it was totally user error. Totally. Here they are though. Let's put them over here. And so I'm making her another pair. This time I measured very carefully. So I'm using this sock tube. And look, here, this is like the whole fresh sock tube. If I hadn't already used half of that sock tube, I could have just used the other half of the tube to make another sock. I mean, golden. But no. I already made a pair of socks out of that tube, and that's all I had left of that one. But here's a fresh sock tube. So this is what it looks like. This nice big long tube could make lots of socks out of it. Usually actually, that'd be a good thing to talk about. This is a 64 stitch sock tube that I had cranked. When I do a 64 stitch, and I had the whole skein cranked. Also, that's a good thing to clarify, because you can get it cranked so that you have enough left over to knit the heels, toes, and cuffs out of the same yarn. But I don't do that. Because one, I like the contrasting heels and toes, and if you do it this way, if you can cut this sock tube in half. Now I've done this before. You can cut it in half. This is enough for 2 pairs of ladies like size 8 to 9 socks. They might not be as tall as you want, although it's fairly, I mean, you know, but they're like a regular sock height. So for example, I picked up and put the toe on the end. The stripy yarn itself is from Moon Holler. But she's not dying anymore, so you can't get it anyway. But it's from Moon Holler. The blue is from Whimsy Stitches. And this is from like the very first batch that he ever dyed yarn. Whenever he ever dyed yarn. And I still had this left over, and I decided that would look perfect with it, and it does. So I did the toe. Then I measured about, I don't know, 20 times. And I started the heel there. And I've actually not even cut any of it yet for just in case. So after I finish the heel, then I'll measure to see how tall do I want this sock to be. And then I'll cut it to put the cuff in. I'm not worried about getting 2 pairs of socks out of this. I might just make fingerless mitts out of whatever's left. Or something, or make short socks. I don't know. I want these socks to be good, and then I'll worry about whatever's left over. Because I want to make sure she gets 1 pair of really nice socks. I also have a little something else planned to send, but I'm not going to talk about that because I know she watches the podcast and I want her to be surprised. So I won't talk about that until after it's gone. Yeah, so now she knows my my sock knitting woes and whatever. So bonus socks, hopefully correctly fitting sock. Hopefully it's not too big around, but it's a 64 stitch sock, which is pretty standard for a woman. So hopefully these fit. All right, so that's that. I did cast on a new project on Sunday, but I didn't get very far. I got sidetracked by the socks, but it is a bunny. It's Bunny Morty. And I don't even know which bag it's in right now, so I'm not even going to try to look for it. I like literally only got like the very tippy top little, like this much of the head done. So it's not even worth showing you. You'll see it next time. Bunny Morty. The pattern is by Nilly Handmade. And it's like a little old-fashioned bunny. He has like a little scarf he wears. My son picked this one out, so I am making this for him. So that is my knitting and my knitting woes this week. Also, I was talking to Sharon who crochets this morning. I find it insane that I have spent the entire week knitting 2 cuffs, 2 heels, and 2 toes. Okay, we can say 3 toes because this toe is finished. Took me the entire week. I worked and stuff. It's not like I had that much free time this week. Whereas I made this cupcake last week in like half the time as it took me to knit those. Crochet, yeah. I crocheted this in probably half the time it took me to knit those. As Sharon likes to point out, evidently she's correct and crochet rules. So, yeah. I'm going to upload this lovely podcast. Oh wait, I have one more thing to show you. Since I've been showing you plants, I thought I'd show you this one. So this is my little string of pearls. I got it as just a cutting. You can see they are all in the top. And it's growing really well. I got this flower pot for my birthday. And so eventually it'll just have all these little pearls and it'll be like her hair. They make me so happy. You can see how it's been growing really well because like the new ones are all nice and shiny. I don't know, can you see that? I'm trying to get this one over here to make sure it doesn't like attach itself to the ground so it can like come out on the other side, because they'll like root in between the little pearls if you put, that's how you do how the cutting grows. But I'm super happy that this is growing. I keep her under a grow light because these are really picky little things, just to make sure they're all nice and happy. But they are. Look. All right, here we are. You guys have an awesome week. Let me know what you're up to down below, and I'll see you next weekend. Bye.